Today I'm going to talk about the top 5 things you should never do to your automatic transmission if you want it to last. So you want to take care of them, and I'm going to show you 5 things that you never want to do with them. Now, you never want to drive an automatic car through deep water, and here's why. You see that little black piece right there? Well, this black piece right here that I'm tapping, that's a vent. You have to have vents on automatic transmissions as the fluid gets hot and expands and contracts to release pressure. And if you go through water, that will suck water into the transmission. And let's just say water and automatic transmissions do not go together. If you get water in your automatic transmission, sometimes you get lucky and flush it out, it'll work. But often, it will destroy the entire transmission, you'll need a new one. And the second thing never to do is never accidentally have your car go from drive into reverse while the car's moving. Now, this Honda's a better design. The shifter's on the dash. That's kind of hard to do. But a lot of cars have them down on the bottom down here. So if yours is like this, make sure you don't accidentally hit it and rip it into reverse while you're driving down the road, because it will destroy the transmission. I've had more than one of my customers, teenage kids, when they're learning how to drive and screwing around with their friends, do that, hit it in reverse, and they just destroyed the transmission. And if they were older cars, they just ended up junking them. Now, the next thing not to do with an automatic transmission car is leave it in drive if you're idling for a really long period of time. Because leaving it in drive if you're idling for a long time, that can lead to overheating of the inside of the transmission. If you're going to be sitting there for a really long time, just shut the car off, or at least put it into park, because in park it's not directly connected. The torque converter isn't sending a lot of power, so it won't get quite as hot in park as it will in drive. Now, the next bad thing not to do with your automatic transmission is don't go around doing burnouts all the time. Doing burnouts is one of the worst things you can do for an automatic transmission. And of course, burnouts aren't good for any car. I know you're going to say, oh, Scotty, you're always having pictures of burnouts. Well, those are standard transmission cars. That's not that great for them, but you're just going to end up burning out the clutch, which is a lot cheaper than replacing the whole transmission. Now, the last thing not to do has to do with your automatic transmission fluid. If you have a later model car, don't listen to this nonsense. This says no need to replace ATF under normal driving conditions. That's a bunch of nonsense. No, I've dealt with that in a recent video. It just basically says, oh, the fluid's good for the lifetime of the transmission, but then the lifetime of the transmission is less and less and less because you don't want dirty fluid in. You want to change it regularly. And yes, modern cars use synthetic fluid that can handle heat better and break down less, but eventually it does break down. I still say change your transmission fluid every 60 to 80,000 miles, regardless of what these ridiculous directions say. Realize, if you take care of your transmission, it can take care of you. This Honda has been taken care of. It's got 195,000 miles, and even though Hondas have relatively weak automatic transmission, this one is still shifting fine. So now you know what the top 5 things you shouldn't be doing to your transmission are to make it last as long as it possibly can. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.